Hey y'all, thanks for checking out Euclid Mining. Today we're going to be in Crazytown doing a little reconfiguring, a little cleaning, and just organization in general. You know, I need to get the exhaust set up with the fan. I got to get the coolers finished off. I got to get the shelves. I got to clean the corner. I've got all those L3++s that just came in, and I'm dying to get them running. So I really want to get down there. But before I do, the other video I just put out, Daniel had made a comment on that video about these fans. Now, he says he's got his L3 Plus in his living room with these fans on it. Now, that's a bold statement, my friend, because there's nothing quiet about an L3 Plus. I will say when I first got into ASICs, I did read something about these fans, and someone had used one and it worked well for them. At the time, I had spent several $1,000s on ASICs, and I didn't want to spend more money on fans, so I thought the cheaper option would be the cooler. So I tried the cooler experiment and it worked perfectly for me. Now that I'm down in Crazytown and these new ones just came in, I'm thinking about all those coolers stacked up, and it's going to be a lot down there. So I think now it's worth looking into these fans and possibly going in this direction, because if I can eliminate the coolers, it will free up so much space. So I am going to look at this. I am going to do an experiment. We are going to get an L3 Plus and put it in a cooler. I'll get an L3 Plus with the fans. We'll get the decibel meter, and we're going to see who the big winner is. So hang tight for that video. We're going to go downstairs. I also wanted to say a big congratulations, and I think I'm saying the name right, probably not though. Dima, congratulations on getting soon your L3++. And before you go ahead and do the cooler experiment for yourself, let me get these fans. Let me see if this works, because if it does, you may be able to just get a couple fans on the end of this thing and not have to worry about setting up a cooler and taking up that much extra space. So let me do that and we'll find out how it works. But for now, we got a lot of work to do. So let's hop downstairs to Crazytown, and I'll see y'all in just a minute. Today we're going to be spending a little time in Crazytown and giving it a little love. It needs a little help down here, so let's just run through it. If you just saw the first part of the video, we were talking about fans. I am going to do it on one of them. I figure the fans are about, $50 for the pair, and with tax and shipping, let's just say $60 round number. If I do all of them, we're looking at about $480. So closing in on $500 just to do the fans and not have them in the coolers. And I'll be honest, that would be a great thing, because it's a lot less space to have a couple of these on shelves than it is to have to do them in the coolers. So I will say I did have a fun time doing the cooler experiment, and it did work. So if these fans that I buy don't work, we're going back with the coolers. But that'll be that. So we're going to get into that. I do need to figure out which one of those two of the new L3++s that you saw in the video the other night, which one wasn't working so well, and I'm going to show you how to do the reporting on it. So the light will flash on one of them, and you'll be able to see which one it is, so you can figure out which ASIC you're working on from the laptop or from your computer. Now, that's a laptop I got at Black Friday. It was like $110. Yeah, it's a POS, but it does have Windows, and it does do what I need it to do, and it's basically stopping me from having to run up and down stairs each time I want to change a setting and do something on the miner. So it does make life a little easier, and I am happy to have it. So I need to clear the corner out to get the shelves in there. I got to get all that junk out of there. We got to do those, figure out which one of those is not working out well. I have the other three. Those are those cases from the two that I opened from before. The other three, I need to get on the shelf and test them. I've got the 7-day warranty, so I need to get that checked out to find out which ones I need to have repaired or replaced. So I'm going to do that. Also, I need to get the vent fixed for up here. So, well, not fixed, but finished. I've got the vent installed. Now, you saw that video, and the vent on the outside looks natural. It looks like any vent you would see on the side of a house, up by an attic, or on the front of a garage. Sometimes you see decorative ones. And it's good for what it's going to do. It looks natural. I know I mentioned it in another video. I don't know if you're like me. Do you get paranoid having all of this stuff in your house? And, I'm trying to make this look as natural as I can, so it doesn't look like I have some sort of, I don't know what operation going on that draws attention. Like one of those fans that have the levers that open and close on the outside. I mean, it looks real industrial. This looks more natural. I've thought about putting in another vent over there and having that drawing in and this one sucking out. So I'm going to put the box fan up there after I put a couple more pieces of wood to make it more level with the vent, and just put a bungee cord across to hold it in place. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to start working on this, start clearing some stuff out. And when I get to figuring those two out, I will bring that up on the laptop, and I'll give you an update. So I'll be back in just a little bit. All right, so I got all three up and running and everything's moving. So let's come over here and take a look. So this is the L3++ number 3. And as you can see, it's not doing bad. If I go to the L3++ number 4, you can see that it's not doing good. It only reports 3 boards and it's not getting any hash. So it's been running for a little bit, so that should be getting something, but it's not getting anything at all. So let's go to number 5, and that one also has been running for a little bit, and it's got everybody reporting. It's got a lot of hardware errors, more than you like to see, but all the ASICs look like they're reporting in. It is, lower. I have these two set to the same, this one and this one. It's getting a little bit better on this one here than it is on the other, but all 4 are reporting in. So it looks like we got a couple. So the first one, L3++1, only had 2 boards working. Number 2 had all 4. Number 3 has all 4. Number 4 has the 3 of them, and number 5 is good. So let's see here. So it's going to be number 1 and number 4 are the ones that have trouble right now. So anyway, they're up and running. This one, I have rebooted it a couple times to see if it would kick in again, but it's not kicking in. So that's it. All right, well, that's the update on that. So at least we know. We'll take some screenshots and things of this to send off to get them to look at it and tell me what they want to do. Like I said, I do have a 7-day warranty, so that's cool. And I will just unhook the 2 that aren't working, or this one's not working at all. And the other one did have a couple boards that were working, so I probably will leave it plugged in with the 3 boards that were working, or 2 boards that were working on that one. And then this one, obviously, I'll just unplug altogether. Unfortunately, it's not kicking in. So I will have 3 of them running strong, 1 of them running at 50%, and the other one is running at 0%. So we'll have the 3 of them running. So I will have 3 of them running to get them going. So it'll look similar to what I have now, the 3, and then the 3 L3++. And then we'll have 1 more, and probably stick it in the line up here somewhere. And that will be the one at 50%. And then the other one, unfortunately, is not working. So, but hey, you know what? That's the deal. These things are old. They're what are they, like 4 years old? I mean, gosh, they got to be at least 4 years old. So it is what it is. But like I said, I got a warranty, so, and I got it from some good guys, so I'm really not that concerned. I know they're good for what they do, and I know they'll take care of me. So all right, well, that's that. So I think next I am going to get them running, get these up here and get the one running that is going. So that way, at least the ones that are working now and running. And I'm going to start in the corner, and I'm going to start emptying all that out and getting that a little more organized. So, all right, we're getting there. All right, y'all, so I got them up and running. I got 6. So I've got the L3, what do I have? The L3 Plus on top, I think. No, L3 Plus here. L3++ on top, T17 here. T17 is not on. My wife this morning mentioned that the other day they sounded really loud. And that's because I forgot to turn that off in the morning after I made that video. And it was on until around 11 in the morning. And then I realized that I unplugged it. And this morning she mentioned it and I got busted. So that's the story with that one. Now with these 6 running, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get away with this for a couple days, but I really want to, because I am going to get those fans like we talked about earlier in the video, and I'm going to try it. If it does work, we're going to do some sound testing with the fans and in the cooler and see what the sound is. We'll do a decibel test on that and see what it comes out with. Hopefully it's quiet enough and it makes a big enough of a difference that I won't have to put them in the cooler. But we'll find out. And if it does work on that, I will order fans for all of them. And actually, when I get them, I'll take 4 of them and I'll stick them on that T17 and test it out on that. And if that one can hold its temperature with those fans, I may not need to put that in a cooler. And that would be great too. So it's tough to sink more money into that T17. I just had it repaired and it's still got some problems. And if I got to get fans for that at $25 a fan, that's another $100 dropping into a machine that I don't know if I want to drop another $100 into. So I'll probably still test it with the fans when I get them all on that, just to see if it does work right. And if I can get this running in reasonable condition, I will get those fans so I don't have to put that in a cooler. Maybe if Bitcoin starts getting up there again, if Bitcoin gets back up to 60, 65,000, I will sell the T17 and the S17. The S17, I did have an offer back then for $4,000 with only one board working. Somebody was willing to pay, and the T17, I'm sure I can get, I don't know, $3,000 for it if I can get it working in good condition. So if I was able to get even 3 and 3 and get $6,000 for that, I'm going to think about saving up a little bit more, maybe getting that S19 or getting a Z15 or maybe like an M31, M31S or something like that, and just buy one real monster machine, which is the same size as these. I say monster because of the hash power that'll be behind it, but something like that. So we'll see when the time comes. We need Bitcoin to get up there again. Once it does, I'll be able to consider selling those two and just moving on from those 2 machines. Unfortunately, I always wish they would have worked, but it's been a challenge. Now the Z9 is not up here. I am going to put the Z9 over here on the side, just to the right where you see that cone. These are the cones that I bought for the L3 Plus and the L3++ that I was going to be doing it with. Unfortunately, reducing down from 5-inch to 4-inch didn't really give me enough airflow, and I was kind of disappointed with that. So this didn't really work out with this particular size. When you saw me do the cooler before, I did the 6-inch because these are 5-inch fans. So the 6-inch ductwork over it completely covers the fan and lets complete airflow out. And if you're putting these in a cooler, if you are going in that direction, as you can see, my first one, the one that I have been working, I just put the 6-inch. So it's really no big difference putting a 6-inch or a 4-inch duct coming out of it, and it gave it better airflow, worked much better, and it was super quiet. I will not say that this was not a great experiment, and it worked like exactly the way I had hoped it to work. It's just that it's so big that if I was able to get those fans to work right with the fans I'm ordering, and not have to, look at that, I can get 3 of these on one of this shelf. Jesus, at this point, I almost don't even need to buy new shelves. I can almost keep it on this for the time being. It all fits, and I still have room to grow on this shelf if I really wanted to. So I'll debate on that, on what I want to do. But I am going to put that Z9, I am going to stick it off to I'll move this T17 over and put it right over here where that other cone is, and I'll get that one up and running as well. I got to get one more internet cable. But overall, I'm happy. Next, I'm going to do is get up here and take care of that. I'm going to put a couple more pieces of wood, put the fan up, and put 2 hooks on the other side. I got some bungee cords, so I'm ready to go. What I am going to do, though, is I am going to let this run for maybe 2 hours with the garage door closed and see what the temperatures come to. Then I'm going to put the fan up here and I'm going to have it sucking out, and I'm going to do that for about 2 hours and see what I can get temperatures to. Then I'm going to turn the fan around and have it blowing in, only because it's so cool outside right now. I mean, like I said, it's going to probably snow tonight and tomorrow. So it's so cold outside. Even if it wasn't going to snow, it's still cold enough outside that that cold Carolina air, we're talking, during the day today, it's mid 40s. And with that pulling in air at night at, 25 degrees or 20 degrees at night, I'm going to be, I think that might be something to try. So I will flip that around, let that run for 2 hours, pulling air in, and we'll go from there and see what happens. So, but that'll be later tonight when I finally get all that done with all the different temperatures and seeing what that comes to. So I'll probably finish this later on tonight. So I will see y'all then. Hey y'all, so I'm just going to wrap this up. I just wanted to let you know what I finished up downstairs with the fan. It's 40 degrees outside. At nighttime, it gets down to 30. With the fan pulling air out or sucking air in, or no fan at all, made no difference. It's cold as can be down in Crazytown, so it's not going to matter. I think that fan test is going to be down the road when it starts warming up again, and it's getting hotter and hotter down there, and then that'll come into play. So I'm probably going to still have one more vent put in on the wall like I have the first one. I think when I have the other two machines that are not working so well, those two L3++s that weren't working well, I think once I get them up and running also, there's just going to be so much heat come season change that I will need to use those vents and the fans to pull air out. But we'll do the same type of experiment like we did with the grow tent, where I had a couple fans pulling in, couple pulling out, one pulling in while one was pulling out, and just different configurations, and see which way works best. So we'll mess around with that later on. But for now, I'm just kind of sitting tight. Everything's set up. Daniel, thanks again for that recommendation on that fan. I am ordering that. As a matter of fact, I grabbed my wallet from the car, and I'm going to go ahead and order that tonight. So they will take about 2 weeks to get to me. So while anybody may be doing anything with L3s or L3++s in any form, thinking of a cooler experiment, maybe hold off a little bit and let's see what these fans do. So we'll test them out. So anyway, I appreciate y'all checking in. Listen, hit the subscribe button. Come on, hit that button. Thumbs up, and I always love to see those comments. Those comments like Daniel's are what sometimes, spark interest in something or reignite a thought that I may have dismissed, or just give me that little extra nudge to get me to do what I probably should have done several months ago. So again, thanks Daniel, and I appreciate everybody's comments, and I always try to get back to you on them, so keep them coming. I've even seen some of our people in the community answering other people's comments, trying to help them also. So thanks a million, appreciate you all, and I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for checking in.